Spraying a water tank wall using a cement and sand mix is one of the most effective ways to create a solid, water-resistant surface that stands the test of time. In this full-length visual guide, you'll witness every step of the process, from the first touch of preparation to the final, smooth and durable finish. Whether you're a beginner, a DIY enthusiast, or a skilled construction worker, this video offers a masterclass in precision, technique, and craftsmanship. The process begins with careful preparation. The wall must be clean, dust-free, and slightly moistened to ensure that the cement-sand mixture adheres properly. You'll see how we inspect the surface for cracks, loose areas, or old coatings, and prepare it using basic tools. No complex machinery, just hands-on field-tested methods. This critical step ensures that the mixture bonds tightly, preventing future cracks, leaks, or peeling. Next, we mix the right ratio of cement to sand, a crucial decision that affects the strength, workability, and final appearance of the coating. The mix is made fresh on site, with water added gradually to reach a consistency that is thick enough to hold two vertical walls, yet smooth enough to spray evenly. You'll observe this mixing process closely, including how to test the mix by texture and weight before loading it into the spraying machine or applying it manually with traditional methods. Once the mix is ready, the real artistry begins. Spraying the cement and sand mixture requires balance and technique. The nozzle must be held at the correct distance to avoid splatter and ensure even coverage. Each pass must overlap slightly with the previous one to prevent gaps and maintain a uniform surface. Corners, curves, and joints are treated with special care, often using hand tools for finishing touches that make all the difference in long-term durability. The video captures all this in a clean, silent format. No background, music or commentary, just pure, professional work on display. You'll watch as each layer is applied with consistency, building up a strong shell over the water tank's wall. The final surface is not only protective, but also aesthetically clean and ready for paint, tiles, or waterproof finishing. But this video goes beyond basic application. It shows you the techniques that professionals use to manage spray pressure, to avoid material waste, and to deal with challenging angles or awkward positions. You'll learn how to check for spots that are too thin, how to correct imperfections on the spot, and how to achieve a perfectly level finish even on large vertical surfaces. Cement. After laying the foundation with surface preparation and proper mixing of the cement and sand ratio, the real transformation begins. This second part of the journey focuses on the methodical execution of spraying the tank wall, not just with material, but with knowledge, intuition, and steady craftsmanship. Here, you'll witness the intricate dance between technique and experience, where every movement matters and every decision impacts the final result. Asterisk, the craftsman begins by testing the spraying tool against a small area, ensuring the flow is even, the pressure is stable, and the wall is responding well to the first layer. This isn't a random action. It's a test of harmony between the surface, the mixture, and the air pressure. If any of these elements are off, the result can be weak adhesion, rough texture, or uneven coating. Through silence, the worker listens to the hum of the compressor, the hiss of the nozzle, and the tactile feedback of the wall. Asterisk with the settings verified. The spraying begins in horizontal passes, maintaining a consistent rhythm from top to bottom. The technique may seem repetitive at first glance, but each pass is strategic. The angle of the nozzle, the distance from the wall, the overlap between layers, all are guided by precision. Watching the video closely, you'll see how slight adjustments are made mid-process, raising the nozzle to cover a dry edge, angling it inward for a curved section, or slowing the hand to ensure full absorption in corners. Asterisk, one of the most powerful parts of this video is how it captures the way the cement and sand mix transforms from a rough, granular flow to a smooth, matte surface as it bonds with the wall. This visual evolution tells you everything. Whether the mix is too thick, too watery, or just right, you'll see the surface drink in the material, especially when properly moistened beforehand. This is a sign of healthy adhesion, and it's what gives the coating strength over time. Asterisk, corners, vertical joints, and the base of the tank require special attention. These are zones where many coatings fail, where water pressure and structural stress are strongest. The worker here doesn't skip them, but approaches them with slower. As the final layer settles onto the wall and begins to harden, what appears on the surface is more than just a coating. It is the visible result of discipline, knowledge, and invisible effort. This third phase is where patience turns into permanence. It is the point where the wall stops being just a structure and becomes a surface with purpose, built to endure water pressure, heat cycles, humidity, and the wear of time. In this phase, the craftsman becomes even more deliberate. Every corner is checked. Every small pocket of air, every slight variation in thickness, is scrutinized. The camera captures these moments of close inspection, where the worker runs his hand over the finish, feeling not just texture, but memory. His fingers glide over the curves, searching for consistency, bonding not just with the material, but with the meaning behind the task. You'll see him return to specific areas, not because they were wrong, but because he wants them to be perfect. A quick mist of water to reset a patch, a touch of the trowel to flatten a bulge, a final flick of the wrist to smooth an uneven edge. These movements, though small, define the entire character of the work. In construction, as in art, it's the little touches that reveal the level of mastery. But this video doesn't only show how the now that the wall has received its full treatment. Its surface smooth, dense, and confidently sealed. The work does not end, it evolves. Because true craftsmanship does not stop at completion. It carries forward into preservation, into reflection, and into the preparation for the next challenge. This final stage of the journey is more than technical. It is mental, emotional, and even philosophical. It's where the trade becomes tradition, and the task becomes teaching. You'll see in this part of the video how the craftsman takes a final walk along the wall. This is not a routine inspection. It is a silent conversation between creator and creation. He runs his hand over the coating, not to test it anymore, but to memorize it. He checks the transitions between the wall and the floor, the corners where two planes meet, the baseline where gravity does its hardest work. He knows these are the pressure points, the places where time will challenge the material first. And so, he double checks, not with doubt, but with respect. This is the essence of professional building, not doing the minimum to finish, but going beyond to future-proof the structure. He makes mental notes, where to add an extra misting coat tomorrow, where to watch for hairline shifts during curing, where a second project could be built off this one. It's no longer a wall, it's part of a system, and he treats it that way. One of the most powerful lessons in this video is what isn't done. The craftsman doesn't overwork the surface. He knows that a perfect finish does not come from obsession, but from knowing when to stop. Cement, like many natural materials, once the wall is cured, the tools are clean, and the site is silent. The story may seem to end, but in truth, the wall is just the beginning. Because in construction, especially in traditional manual work, like spraying a tank wall with cement and sand, the result is not just a physical object. It's a statement, a legacy, a reflection of values that cannot be bought fast-tracked or replaced by machines. And that's what this fifth part is about. The philosophy that lies behind the labor. In today's world, speed is often mistaken for efficiency. But this video, and the work it captures, stands in firm resistance to that mindset. Here, every second is intentional. Every movement carries memory. From the way the craftsman balances the weight of the spray gun, to how he kneels at the base of the wall, each action is a tribute to an older rhythm of time. A time when building something meant building it for good, not for show, not for short-term gain, but for strength, stability, and pride. The wall that now stands, sealed, coated, and cured, is not just a surface. It's a promise to the client, to the home, to the water it will protect, and to the generations that will never know who sprayed that wall, but who will benefit from it every day. And this is the deeper message of the video, that behind every skilled hand is a mindset rooted in responsibility. This fifth chapter focuses on what the eye cannot see, the discipline of preparation before the work, the humility during it, and the gratitude after. The craftsman, though silent throughout, teaches something profound through his presence alone. He doesn't boast, he doesn't rush, he doesn't cut corners. He does what needs to be done, in the way it was meant to be done. That's what professionalism is. And the camera captures not just his actions, but the energy of the work. The stillness between coats, the breath taken before the final layer, the quiet satisfaction of a job done not just well, but honorably. It's in these pauses, in these moments of stillness, that the viewer can almost feel the weight of the trowel, the vibration of the wall, the smell of wet